What's up, cool people? Welcome to my first playthrough, at least, of Slay the Spire. So, I've heard a little bit about this game, not a ton of, like, you know, any story beats or anything like that that would be contained in it. What should I put as my name? You know what? I feel like I'm just gonna go with random here. Confirm. Okay. Real quick. Okay, just making sure that I get an accurate sense of what I do and don't want here. Fast mode, what does that mean? I assume that would be like the, you know, dialogue going through a bit faster. Like, dialogue scrolling, I guess I should say. I don't know if any of this is a really big deal. So, okay. I'm just gonna hit play. And, unsurprisingly, I have things to unlock. Yeah. So I guess I'll be playing on standard. Embark on a quest to slay the spire. And I only have one option. So, I do know this is at least a type of roguelike game. Okay, so, the Ironclad. 80 HP, 99 gold. The remaining soldier of the Ironclads sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Burning blood at the end of combat, heal 6 HP. 5 unlocks remaining, 0 out of 300 to next unlock. Okay, well, anyway. I suppose I will embark. Act 1, Exordium. Select starting room. Okay, so that is the legend. So we got unknown rooms, merchant rooms, treasures, rest areas. Most of the paths seem fairly similar. If I wanted to avoid any elites, it seems like I'd probably be best going off to the right there, but that doesn't mean I have to start at the right. Alright, well, let's just go with the middle. I can branch off from there as I feel like I might need to. Okay. Defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play once you are out and your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn and your energy is replenished. Play defensive cards to gain block when enemies are about to attack you. Block reduces incoming attack damage but wears off at the start of your next turn. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent above them. If an enemy is intent on attacking you, be sure to gain some block. Okay. So this looks quite a bit like, shoot, what was it called? I guess Diceomancer. Definitely seems a bit like that in some ways. So, let's see here. I can Bash. Deal 8 damage. Apply to vulnerable. Vulnerable creatures take 50% more damage from attacks. Okay. What I'm thinking I will do to start things off is gain some block for the incoming attacks. And then it seems to me, as long as I can choose targets, I will strike this one twice and get it out of here. And I was out of energy, so not really doing much more anyway. So far, there's not really a whole lot of story to this, it looks like. Okay. I'm not quite sure what's going on with them. This enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you. But that doesn't tell... blocking... It's not like real obvious that blocking would stop any of that. So I think I'm just gonna do one block and some more attacking. Frail. No more cards? If there are no more cards to draw, your discard pile is shuffled into the draw pile. Okay. So now I'm frail. Gain 25% less block from cards for one turn. Okay, well, that's not a big deal to me. I'll still defend to block a little bit of the damage, because I only have 2 strike cards here. Okay. Seems to me this turn should be the last one. Exhaust. Removed until end of combat. I have no clue what that does. I'm just going to use Bash, and there we go. Victory. And we gain 11 gold, a colorless potion. Choose one of 3 random colorless cards to add to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. And then add a card to your deck. Tip, the merchant doesn't offer refunds. He's a jerk. Okay. Oh, I have to press A to accept the rewards. Okay, gotcha. Drink or throw potions during combat. Potions stay with you between rooms. Okay. And I can add a card to my deck. Anger. 0 cost. Deal 6 damage. Add a copy of this card into your discard pile. Huh. Well, that seems like a pretty good one to have. Okay, Infernal Blade. Add a random attack card into your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Oh. Okay, so the attack card that would be added to my hand would cost 0. But then the Infernal Blade gets exhausted. Body Slam. Deal damage equal to your block. If I was going real defensive, that would maybe be a good idea, but Anger seems to me like the best option. Alrighty, so we proceed. And there's another enemy room here. Curl up. What does that do? Enemy intends to attack for 6 damage. On receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains 5 block once per combat. And that one does it with 7 block. Interesting. Alright, so sure seems like I will end up taking quite a bit of damage this turn if I don't defend. So I'm going to get myself 10 block and then strike. Alright, so I only took 1 damage there. And now I get the sense that that Louse's block is gone. Okay, well, I will defend again. I'm gonna use Anger on this Louse here. And then strike it. And then strike the other one. And I blocked all the damage there. I'd say this is going pretty well. I will bash. And strike. And victory. And now I'm back to full health. Huzzah! Okay. Shrug it off, gain 8 block, draw a card. Pretty nice for 1 cost. Shockwave, apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. Could be handy for, you know, group battles. Deal 9 damage or draw a card. Also 1 cost. These seem pretty good. Although, drawing more cards also means I discard them sooner. If I'm, you know, spending all of the energy or whatever quickly. So far I'm going more on the aggressive side of things. Maybe I'll even it out a little. Okay, so now I can go to an unknown room, which... just to get something different in here might be a decent idea. Or I go over that way, so then I get to... so then maybe I move a little further away from the possible elite enemy. But I probably want to experience that before too long anyway. Just to see what it's like, even. Alright, so... I'm gonna go to this unknown room. What happens? You walk into a room to find a large hole in the ground. As you approach the hole, an enormous serpent creature appears from within. Ho-ho! Hello, hello! What have we got here? Hello, adventurer. I ask a simple question. The most fulfilling of lives is that in which you can buy anything. Do you agree? So, I agree, which gives me 175 gold, but I become cursed with doubt, which... Ah, okay, so doubt... I assume is a card that gets added to your deck. It cannot be played. And then at the end of your turn, you gain 1 weak from it. Which means you're more vulnerable. Well, I do not agree that the most fulfilling life is one where you can buy anything. Because there's more to life than wealth and stuff. So, even just from a practical standpoint, I disagree. Serpent stares at you with a look of extreme disappointment. Okay, and that was our random event there. You know, I do think I'm actually going to work towards this path. And yes, there's an elite along there, but I also get a merchant stop before and after, and then a rest after that elite enemy. Assuming I make it through. Face Trader. You walk by an eerie statue holding several masks. Something behind you softly whispers, "Stop." You swerve around to face the statue, which is now facing you. On closer inspection, it's not a statue, but a statuesque, gaunt man. Is he even breathing? Face, let me touch. Maybe trade? Touch, lose, is that 8 HP? Yeah, and gain 75 gold. Trade, 50% good face, 50% bad face. I assume those are chances of... Which one of those? Huh. Right before an elite enemy, I don't know if I necessarily want to lose HP. Let me see what trade does. Tip relics. Relics found throughout the Spire grant unique bonuses and remain throughout your run. Can be found by defeating powerful foes or within chests. For me? For me? Oh, yes. Yes, yes. You see one of his arms flicker and your face is in its hand. Your face has been swapped. Nice face. Nice face. Okay. So now what does the... It appears I got the bad face. What does that do? So, can I do anything with that? No? Okay. I guess that's only in battle that I would maybe do anything with that colorless potion. Alright. We arrive at the merchant. Welcome! Oh, what do we got here? So, right now, I'm kind of leaning towards buying this Blessing of the Forge and the Fire Potion. Oh, so those are all, I guess, like, in-battle consumables? Upgrade all cards in your hand for the rest of combat. That seems like something really helpful for the next battle I'm about to be in. Okay, proceed. And now we face an elite. Oh, great. Okay. I guess the bad face is what has weakened me. Let me use the Blessing of the Forge, I guess. Oh yeah. Attacks deal 25% less damage for one turn. Oh, okay. What's my enemy gonna do here? Enemy intends to use a buff. Okay, but then I guess defending wouldn't do a whole lot, would it? So I might as well strike twice. And then defend, I suppose. Sure, why not? Okay. Ending that turn. Enrage. Oh boy. Weakened wears off. Intends to attack for 14 damage. Whenever you play a skill, gains 2 strength. So is that what the cards are considered to be? Skills, or what? I will shrug it off. Oh, yep. So the more cards I play, at least this turn, the more damage it's gonna do to me. Great. Now, applying vulnerability to the enemy seems like a good idea to me. I can also use anger. And for now, I will end my turn. By the way, I hope you all can hear me alright. I looked at the volume stuff, and it seems like that should be fine. Oh, we've got more. Alright. So now he intends to attack for 8 damage, it seems. But also inflict a negative effect. Increase attack damage by... yeah. Receive 50% more damage from attacks for 1 turn. Okay. So... sure seems to me like... continuing to deal more damage is a good idea. Wow. This anger stuff is really piling up. Seems to me like that was a good move. Oh, geez. I guess I would be, what, adding another turn of vulnerability? Or, yeah. Seems like that's what would happen if I use Bash here. Let's do it. Hiya. Oof. Now I'm vulnerable. Holy cow. Intends to attack for 27 damage. That's a lot. I mean, it wouldn't kill me. But that's a lot. I guess if I block a bunch, I could... well, I mean... see, that's the thing. It's also gonna keep gaining more strength as I use those blocks. Well... there we have it. Oh. With him being vulnerable, I probably could have done enough damage to, probably could have done enough damage to end the battle there. Oh well. Anger. And strike. And we're good. Gain some gold. A mummified hand. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 that turn. What's a power card? Fear Potion. Apply 3 vulnerable. Interesting. That could be quite helpful. Oh, the mummified hand is like a permanent thing. And it's not... okay. Add a card to your deck. Deal 5 damage to all enemies X times. So you can choose how much to pay for it. I like that idea. Whirlwind it is. Okay. So now I can visit another merchant. Not that that's a big deal. It's dangerous to go alone. Give me all your gold. That's not how that phrase works. I guess I'll take the one that's on sale just because. Even if I'm not going to use the card that much, it's a pretty good deal. Alright, and now we have a rest. Time for a break. I could rest or smith. Interesting. I don't know what all costs and such would be involved in trying to smith anything. Because I've got treasure next. And then I could do another rest. and then fight a couple of enemies and do another rest. Okay. So, let's maybe see what the smithing is all about. Okay. Seems like maybe there is no particular cost involved in any of this. So what do I want to upgrade? I like Anger. Anger plus, deal 8 damage, add a copy of the... Okay, so it deals 2 more damage. That would have me gain 3 more block. Same with that. That would deal more damage and apply more vulnerability. Or add another turn of them being vulnerable. Deal 8 damage to all enemies X times. Jeez. I still think Anger is kind of my favorite card here, so I will confirm that upgrade. Proceed. And now we have treasure. What is it? A paper frog. Spelled P-H-R-O-G. Enemies with vulnerable take 75% more damage rather than 50%. Interesting. So if I take that, okay, then it... So now I have another passive thing going on. Okay. So I think I will... I'll go here and I will rest this time. Proceed. So then I think I'm gonna go unknown. Or I could go 2 enemies, rest, another enemy, another rest. I don't really want to fight another elite right now. Although there is another rest right after it. But I think I would rather see what this other unknown room is. Oh, it's a battle. Okay. And they want to use a buff. Okay. So... since they're not intending to deal any damage to me, I'm just going to focus on dealing damage to them. Whirlwind. How do I choose the cost? Oh, I guess that just uses up however much you have left. Okay. Okay, weakened has worn off. Goody. Ritual. At the end of its turn, it gains 3 strength. Okay. I will use anger. And all I've got now is damage dealing stuff. Okay. What does that do again? Choose 1 of 3 random colorless cards to add to your hand. Especially the fact that it would cost 0, I think. I might want to save that for, like, any final boss that would come up. Okay. Ending my turn. They're down to 18 HP now. Okay, so they're intending to deal 9 damage. If I block twice, then I won't take any actual damage from that. Blocked. And they've gained more strength, but now I have enough damage that I can deal to defeat it. Huzzah. Okay, 14 gold, and add another card. Okay, so we got Shockwave again. Apply 3 weaken vulnerable to all enemies. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. 9 damage total, not bad. 10 damage total from Twin Strike, not bad. Now is that to the same enemy, or to... I'm not quite sure how that one would work, the Twin Strike. But I kind of like it, so let's choose that. Proceed. Okay, also, I'm noticing... Alright, that just shows me my deck. Gotcha. And then if I do this, that's just the settings. Okay. Next battle. Now we got 2 enemies here. So I'm weakened this turn. What does this Spore Cloud do? On death, applies 2 vulnerable. This enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you and attack for 8 damage. Great. Okay. Well, I will... I think I would like to defend, since my attacks won't deal as much damage this turn. And I will use Bash on the Spike Slime. Because if I get rid of that one first, the other one applying weakness on death wouldn't matter. Okay, I am no longer weakened. Let's see here. That one's going to use a buff. That one is planning to inflict a negative status effect. Alright, I'm going to use Twin Strike. Okay, so it does just hit the same enemy twice. Duly noted. Okay. Well, the slime's gone. And then we'll hit this, and end my turn, I guess. Okay, so now it wants to attack. I use Anger. It's got 14... Although if I'm dealing 5 damage to all enemies 3 times, then that would be the end of it, wouldn't it? So... Hiya. I am kind of glad I figured out how that works, though. Disarm. Enemy loses 2 strength. Exhaust. Perfected Strike. Deals 6 damage. Deals 2 additional damage for all your cards containing Strike. In my hand or in my deck? Because that's a major difference. Armaments. Gain 5 block. Upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. Interesting. Armaments. Okay. Another enemy. Or another battle, I should say. Ah, now we got 2 of these guys. Well, I guess I gotta have one of them weaken me at some point. Okay. Anger. And then, okay, I could deal 9 damage to both of them. Sure, why not? Ouch. Don't like taking that damage, but whatever. Okay, so one of them intends to attack me. I'll go ahead and block most of that. I will bash this one and end my turn. Have I played Papers, Please? No, I have not. I've seen one or two other people play it, so I kind of have an idea of what it is and how it works. But I have not played it myself. Seems like a fun game, at least for a little while, though. Ooh, okay, let me go ahead and play this armaments card. I will upgrade Twin Strike. Not that I really need to right now. But I'm thinking if I target this guy, then it dies. And being vulnerable doesn't matter if I deal enough damage to get rid of this one. Haha. Ancient Potion. Gain 1 artifact. Negates the next debuff. I'm not sure what... Oh, artifacts, I guess, are the permanent things, huh? And I have too many potions. Oh, artifact negates the next debuff. That's what an artifact does, I guess. Which could be handy if I knew the next debuff was going to be something significant. But it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me overall, really. I don't know if I want that more than what I already have. Pummel. Deal 2 damage 4 times. Exhaust. I mean, gaining 8 block is nice. Yeah, I think I'll take another Shrug It Off. And skip the potion. Alright, so now I can go to another unknown room or fight another battle. I think I might actually go to the unknown room. Oh, it's a merchant. That worked out kind of nicely, actually. This card could be handy if I need some extra energy in a turn, I guess. So I'll take that. Kage is in shadow, but close enough. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figured there could have been another meaning to it. That was just what came to my mind as far as any kind of reference or anything. Made me sound much cooler than I am with the Hokage thing. I mean, without knowing much about you, I cannot make any conjecture on how cool or not that you are. See, okay, I've got one card that would give me strength if I lose HP from a card, and I've got another card that makes me lose HP. But that's still only one of each. I don't know how much... Like, I don't know how helpful overall that's going to be. Okay, proceed to what I assume is like the big final boss room. Mode shift. Holy cow, it has 240 health. And of course, I start off being weak. The enemy intends to block on its turn. After receiving 30 damage, changes to a defensive mode. Interesting. Well, since it's not going to attack me, then blocking doesn't seem like it would do much. And using Whirlwind would deal more damage than the 3 strikes. So I suppose Whirlwind it is. Hiya. Oh geez, now it intends to do 32 damage. That's lovely. Okay, so I could use this colorless potion. I could use the fire potion. Would that immediately change his intent? Because then he would take enough damage to go like defensive mode. I'm curious. So, let me go ahead and use the fire potion. Throw. Oh, wait. Did that... Seemed like that didn't actually deal the 20 damage. Oh, I guess because it was blocking. Duh. After receiving 1 damage, changes to a defensive mode. Okay. So... Literally, only one of the cards in my hand deals any more damage. So I guess I'll use that. Okay, mode shift. See, now his intent is to apply a buff. Of course, now I don't have anything else in my hand that'll deal damage this turn. Or I could use my colorless potion. But, I don't know if I'm going to be doing too much more this turn anyway. This actually seems like a great opportunity for me to use Rupture. In case I get that one other card that has me lose HP. You know, for the sake of gaining more energy. Sharp Hide, what does that do? Whenever you play an attack, take 3 damage. Oh, great. Okay. Sounds lovely. Now could be an interesting time to see what I get from the colorless potion. Flash of Steel. Deal 3 damage, draw a card. Trip, apply 2 vulnerable. Secret technique. Put a skill from your draw pile into your hand and exhaust. I guess keeping it vulnerable isn't a bad thing. So I'll play that first, since it costs nothing this turn. I will do the Bloodletting just because it'll increase my strength. And give me more energy to do stuff this turn, I guess. Gain 5 block. Then I guess I'll upgrade this strike card. Yeah. I will defend again. And strike again. And then end my turn. Because I have no more cards to play. Okay, so that's whenever I play an attack. But if it's two hits from the same attack, then it's not like I would get hurt twice by that. Tends to attack for 8 damage 2 times. Okay. I feel like Twin Strike is a pretty good play here. Let me use Shrug It Off, because I can. Get some anger in there. Let that kind of start compiling a bit more. And then I will defend, I suppose. Take a little less damage. Okay. It is no longer in its defensive mode. After receiving 40 damage, it changes. Now it wants to attack me 5 times for 4 damage each time, which would be a total of 20 to me. Okay, well, I'll do this. Give myself some more energy this turn. And 2 more strength. Or is it? I guess it's 1 more strength, sorry. My mistake on that. I will Shrug It Off, which allows me to draw another strike card. I will strike. Strike plus. And then what? 7 more damage and it'll shift modes again. Well, there we go. It has shifted modes again. Sure, why not? Because I think it would go to the discard pile anyway. Now it's got the Sharp Hide. Aha. Trip. Not bad. Armaments. And I will upgrade my strike card here. And then attack with that. And I'll use a block just because that's all I got left, and I'll only take 2 damage from the enemy attack then. Oh, jeez. Huh. Okay. Now, I would think having more strength affects how much damage my attack cards do, right? Ooh. It could be a somewhat risky yet interesting move if I do Bloodletting. So I've got 1 more strength. I'm going to use Anger. But then if I'm dealing 11 damage 5 times, that ends the battle. So, Whirlwind? Oh yeah. Victory! And I got an achievement for defeating the Guardian. Essence of Steel. Gain 4 plated armor. And add a card to my deck. Berserk. Gain 2 vulnerable. At the start of your turn, gain an extra energy, I guess. Power cards. This card applies a power to you when used. Powers are passive abilities that remain for the duration of the combat. Got it. Okay. Or corruption. Skills cost 0. Whenever you play a skill, exhaust it. Oof. Seems like quite the trade-off there, and I don't know if I like it. Exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each card exhausted. Exhaust that. Yeah, the Berserk doesn't seem like a terrible idea. I think I'll take that. Good job beating up the pangolin. Is that really what you call that? I guess, maybe, to some effect. What's in the chest? Ooh, relics. We got a tiny house. Upon pickup, obtain 1 potion, gain 50 gold, raise your max HP by 5, obtain 1 card, upgrade 1 random card. I guess maybe all the effects but the first one happen when I use it? Oh no, it's a relic. It just stays there. Black Star. Elites drop an additional relic when defeated. Oh, so they drop relics. Long term, that could be useful. Fusion Hammer. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer smith at rest sites. But what if I want to... I don't like that idea. The tiny house seems pretty decent to me. But the Black Star would maybe be better long term, but then I would have to fight more elites to really make good use of it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the tiny house. And I got another Rupture card. Okay. 50 gold. Elixir. Exhaust any number of cards in your hand. I guess... Oh, so if you have cards that you don't really like that are in your hand, you can choose to exhaust them. Interesting. Oh, the Rupture card was upgraded. Right. And I can add a card to my deck. Headbutt, deal 9 damage. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Another Shrug it off. Thunderclap. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Not bad. I think I'll take Thunderclap. Alright, Act 2, the city. Well, I think I will pause there for just a moment before I get rolling with the next section, but yeah, Act 1, success. Alright, so I cleared Act 1 without dying. There was a slightly tough spot in there, but not too bad. But I would imagine Act 2 is going to get even more difficult. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to ride this run out however long I can. And I think as far as continuing to, record episodes of this, I think it'll just be until, I hit a point of significant slowing down, whether that be with like unlocking things or being able to progress further or anything like that. So I couldn't really give you an indication of what all that might look like and when I'm going to stop as of this point, but suffice it to say, it's not going to be just like, one run and then that's it. So if you want to watching more of my playthrough, watch, what all else gets unlocked, maybe different character types or abilities or different things like that. I mean, it's a roguelike game, so there's all sorts of potential for things to be slightly different each time. But anyway, as always, like and share if you enjoyed the video and you want others to see. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get updates when I post new videos so you don't miss any of the future ones on this game. Make sure you look down in the description for links to social media pages and all sorts of good stuff like my Discord server where we could talk about stuff. You could suggest games for me there, or we could talk about games in general, strategies for this one maybe, or whatever is on your mind. And of course, I also have a link to my supporter page down in there where you can help support me with a little bit of money, help me update equipment, buy the games that you're suggesting I play, possibly. But, if you sign up for a membership there's also some things that you'll get in exchange for your support. So, all those links are down in the description. And of course, down below that, you can leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section. So that's going to do it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another video. Whatever the case is, till next time, stay cool, people.